Okay, hey y'all. How y'all doing? I hope you're doing better than me. I've been sick for the past couple of days, and it has not been fun. Like, a homegirl, we've been around each other for a while, and she got sick. She went to the doctor. They told her she had COVID, bro. So I'm like, we sitting in the same car together. We've been around each other. I got it too. And then immediately after, my throat started getting scratchy. And just been down bad, y'all. Down bad. Anyways, I'm alive. And it's kind of something I want to talk about today. But, welcome back to the Life of Lexx. It's your girl, Big Lexx. That way. But, yeah. During this time of being sick and not being able to do anything, not being able to think or eat really, or y'all, it was bad. I do not wish that on my worst enemy. I don't have any enemies, but I do not wish that on anybody. On nobody, okay? But yeah, I was thinking to myself and had to, reality check myself and say, okay, what am I going to do whenever I feel better to get me out of my situation that I'm in? And then it dawned on me that for as long as I can remember, I've been looking for a way to escape from my life. And as crazy as that sounds, like, I remember when I was a teenager, I was thinking that, I'll go on American Idol, The Voice, whatever, and I'll just leave everything behind. Come back, when I've made it big. Come back to where I'm from, and everything's going to be okay. Or, I wanted to run away from my home when I was younger. And I don't know, I would Google how to run away. I really did. And it said you needed some money, and I was like, ooh, I got $25 to my name. I might as well just stay put. And that I did, right? And that specific time when I Googled how to, run away, and it told me I needed some money, at that point in time in my life, I won't say defiant, but I was staying with my cousin, and my mama was away. My dad was like, oh, well, you can come stay with me, but I was like, I'd rather not. But I didn't like staying with my cousin either. And it was affecting me a lot for me staying with my cousin. And so, I'm pretty sure shortly after all that, like, DFACS, the Department of Family and Care Services, right? They got involved. I got removed from my cousin's house and went somewhere else. So, from the simple fact of me saying, you know what, I can't go anywhere. I got $25 to my name. I ain't going far, okay? That was a roadblock that was a blessing in my life. For me to stay put. But like I said, as long as I can remember, I just wanted to run away. Like any problem that came up, I'm just gonna walk away. I'm gonna leave it. Okay, I remember one time, y'all gonna laugh, but when I was in college and I was staying in an apartment with roommates, I had a dog, a tall Chihuahua named King. King, he was a cool dog, right? But he was a barker when he went in the cage. Only when he went in the cage. He was fine any other time. But when he went in that cage, baby, he was going to sing from the time I left to the time I got back. And so that day, I went to work. I went to class, went to work. He was barking and singing for hours, y'all. Hours. And my roommates, they were, kind of irritated with it. They was trying to get homework done, which is understandable. But the way they were coming at me about it, I wasn't vibing with it. So I got off work. I went and got me some chicken wings. I went home to my apartment, sat outside my car, ate my chicken wings, and we had Life 360, y'all. So they saw how long I was sitting outside of our building arguing with them in my car. They were like, bro, you've been outside for almost an hour, and you ain't came up here and got this dog yet. I'm like, well, that's my prerogative. But I didn't want to go have that confrontation at the time because work was driving me up the wall. And in all honesty, the dog was in a cage because no one wanted to take the trash out every day. They just wanted the trash to stay there. And my dog, it was a tall Chihuahua. He wasn't that tall, but he was taller than a normal Chihuahua. And he was pretty smart and old. So he would jump on the couch, jump on the bar stool, jump on the counter, grab stuff off the counter. Or he would knock over the trash can. And they were getting irritated with the trash can being knocked over. And I'm like, well, if we made it a priority to take out the trash, we probably wouldn't have that problem and everything would be all peachy. But yeah, they weren't getting jiggy with that, even though it was 5 of us. Anywho. Yeah, I can't deal sometimes. Like, sometimes things just get so overwhelming and I just want to retreat, handle them from afar. So it's like, I can argue with them from my car. Or when we had other arguments, I would be somewhere else arguing with them. But I've realized that it's a lack of fulfillment in my life. Fulfillment in being still, for one. Because I'm never in one place for too long. I think my apartment in Augusta was probably the longest I stayed in one place. And it was very random for me to move out there. But, that's a story for another day. I'm pretty sure I told y'all that story already. But what I'm trying to get at is that I'm never going to get anywhere from running. I'm never going to get anywhere thinking that someone or something is going to just come bring me out of my problems so I can come back and be like, oh, everything's all fine. It doesn't work like that. I don't think that's my story. I don't think that's my, thing that God has put me here to do. And not to say that, okay, I'm from a small town. So all my life I wanted to get out of that small town. Not just that I wanted to run away, but I knew that I wouldn't get anywhere if I stayed there. And then when people say, well, over there surrounding towns, like, no, you don't get it. You really don't get it. It's a small area. Okay? I wasn't going to get anywhere. I knew that about myself. So I applied myself I applied for schools. I always knew I wanted to go to college. Didn't know what for specifically. Because I was like, well, if I'm not going to be a famous singer, then I might as well go to college. And that's what I did. And so when I got to college, it would get difficult to explain to people where I was from. So if you ask me, I'm from Columbus, Georgia. But honestly, I live 30 minutes outside of Columbus. That's where I'm from. I'm from the boonies, the boondocks. Like, there's nothing there. It's just a Dollar General and a gas station. So when I left and would come back, I would think to myself, oh, thank God I left, right? But now that life has brought me back here, involuntarily, okay, I have to say, well, thank God. I'm from a place like this where I can leave my car doors unlocked and not have to worry about it. You can leave, like, you can go to the store and leave your car crunk, and it's not going to cross your mind that somebody could steal your car, because we don't really do that out here. We don't do that out here. But if I would have kept running and running and running, I would have never seen that. Never would have, had that realization, that eye-opening experience that, hey, thank God I'm from here. Because I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, if I met the love of my life, and we had beautiful, beautiful babies with beautiful, beautiful heads of hair, I probably want to raise them here, where I'm from. And that's okay. Out here in the boonies, with nothing but a gas station and a Dollar General. And we gonna be alright. But, back to, y'all know how I like to get on a tangent and just go all over the place. But yeah, I just kept feeling like I was running. Like, what's gonna be the next thing to get me out of here? What's gonna be that thing? What's gonna be, like, the next big thing, really? What's gonna be the right tweet, the right post, the right episode, the right whatever, the right picture? In all honesty, it doesn't matter if I'm not applying myself to what I really care about. Because do I care about having 1 million followers on social media? No. Like, I'm good with my 200 on Instagram. And I have 200 on Instagram because my old Instagram got hacked last year or year 2. I don't know. It got hacked a while ago. And I made a new page, and I just didn't invest my time in building up my following. So I'm okay with the amount of followers I have, because I'm pretty sure they're not paying attention to me anyways. Some are, but y'all excuse me. I was so sick, but I just really had to talk to y'all. I don't know what my problem is. Well, I do, I guess. My therapist tells me to stop saying I don't know, because apparently I do know. I'm like, okay, girl. You assume I know a lot, but my thing is that I want things to be easy. I want things to just be boom, boom, pow. Not too much errors in the mix, right? But life don't work like that. God don't work like that. And understand that I've been waiting for a big blessing to come. But it's not going to come easily. It's not going to come like a thief in the night to just take me away, I don't think. I just know that I have to keep doing my best. Being still. Being patient. Being obedient. because I thought I was being obedient when I quit my job. I was just like, well, it's affecting me physically and mentally and emotionally. And I can't deal, right? And like I said, I know myself pretty well, and I know how I think I'm gonna react and how I'm actually gonna react. And sometimes they're the same, but I just couldn't deal anymore. And I knew that the longer I stayed, the worse it was gonna get. But I guess we're not supposed to lean into our own understanding. So I may have made a mistake. I don't know. Because right after I quit, my other coworker that was by herself, she quit. And I'm just like, well, now we left them people empty-handed. Pobrecitos, right? And I noticed that since I quit, I haven't been practicing my Spanish as much, and so it's kind of rusty-dusty, even though it's only been a couple weeks. And I've been trying to read this book, Invencible, by Chiquis Rivera. And it's in Spanish. And people ask me all the time. They're like, do you understand it? And I'm like, well, I'm halfway through the book. So, I mean, I guess that counts for something. But it also counts that I've seen most of the stuff she's talking about on a reality show. And so it's mostly prior knowledge, which also helps me learn Spanish. I guess a 2-for-1. Because I'm getting the behind the scenes info, the details. What's the deets? And I'm also learning Spanish while simultaneously knowing Spanish, reading in Spanish. I don't know, it's weird. But anyways, I've been reading this book, and I'm at the part where she's talking about her wedding and how she wanted to go through with it, but everybody was telling her, like, girl, no. Like, please, no. And I don't know. Life is crazy. Like, we make decisions thinking that they're good decisions. And then later we learn that they may have been the best or may have been the worst. Because if she would have never got married, she would never know the things that she know about marriage. If I would have never quit my job, I would never know what life would have held for me had I just stayed there and neglected my life, my passions, my feelings. Because when you work for somebody, they're not paying you to have a life outside of work. They're paying you to work for them. They're paying for your time. And time is something we can't get back. And so, as much as I would like to get a job, because that seems like the thing to do, one, getting a job in 2023 is kind of hard, and you will get scammed. And two, they're not going to pay you enough. Like, they're going to pay you just enough to have a roommate, or 3 or 4. Like, it's a lose-lose situation sometimes. And people expect you to just choose to either lose or lose. Choose one loss over the other. But being sick, it made me realize that I could, you could really lose your life over a little virus. And people are going to do 2 things when they find out you're sick. They either going to stay away or they going to try to help you out. Those 2 things. And so, I don't want to be somebody that just stays away. Just because things aren't right. I'd rather stay and help out, right? That's just the kind of person I am. So when it comes to me feeling like I want to run away sometimes, like I just want to run away from my life, like this time last year, y'all, I was super sad. And you want to know why I was super sad? I was super sad because I bought a plane ticket to go to Puerto Rico. Because I was just going to up and run away. And then I chickened out and didn't go. Because I was like, I don't think my car's going to make it. It would have made it, y'all. Or to the airport. It would have made it to the airport. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just kept feeling like I was going to go insane if I just stayed in my mess and in my misery. And then I ended up just having to stay in my mess and my misery. Until I was forced out, basically. Like, I didn't want to just leave my home with all my things. But I also didn't want to stay there. So, it was either stay and be miserable, or leave and figure it out. So I left, tried to figure it out. And what I figured out was that the more and more I want my life to look like other people's, like, for example, Nicki Minaj, I think she was rapping on a stairwell and Lil Wayne walked by. I think that's how the story went. But yeah, I was just thinking like something like that was just going to happen to me, that I'd just be singing, minding my little business, and somebody famous will walk by and be like, oh my gosh, let me sign you. Or, I don't know, I'd just be doing my podcast, recording something, and somebody will listen and be like, oh my gosh, I love your podcast. And that's what I was doing it for a while. And you can tell. Because I wasn't happy. But I kept feeling like I just had to do one more episode. This gonna be it. No. That's not why I started this podcast. I started this podcast because I wanted to help. I want to help somebody younger than me figure out that they're okay, that it's going to get better from the older end of Gen Z to the bottom. Like, we're going to figure this thing out. Like, I'm here for you. I'm trying to learn the ropes so it's not as hard for you. But baby, these ropes is hard. Okay? They is giving me rope burn at this point. I have calluses on my hands. But I'm still trying, right? But I can't copy anybody else's techniques, anybody else's style, anybody else's flow. I just gotta do me. And I lost track of doing me, trying to do the most. Trying to seek attention. Because desperate times call for desperate measures. You hear me? And I'm shame my game. Y'all, funny story. So the other day, I was like, I don't know what to do with my life. I feel like I'm just gonna be stuck, or I don't know. I just didn't have high hopes for where I was in my life. And obviously, if you weren't paying attention, I'm a big Cheekies fan. So y'all, tell me why I DM'd her and was like, hey, do you have any positions open? Like, what? Who does that? And no, she didn't respond. Because, I don't know. But I had to also realize that, am I looking for a job or am I looking to work for myself, baby? Because I gotta do something with Big Lexx. Big Lexx gotta go to work. For Big Lexx LLC, okay? Big Lexx needs some money coming in for her. for her business, okay? And that involves me being me. That involves me working on my craft. What is my craft? That is yet to be determined because I am multi-talented. And that is also a big stressor in my life. Like, I can say all day long that I want to be a singer, but I'm pretty damn good at other things. Dancing, not so much. But, like I said, I'm multi-talented, multifaceted. So quite literally, I could be a master at, well, you can't be a master at everything. You can be, I don't know, I forgot the saying. Anyways, I can't be a master of everything, but I have to pick one thing and master it. And the one constant thing that we've talked about that I have been working on in my life is my voice. Whether I use that for singing, this podcast, hello, like, I have to work on that. That's me. But I also have to work on my personality, my persona, right? How I carry myself, my work ethic, even though it's pretty good once I know what I'm working on. I also have this thing called a short attention span. If you haven't noticed, because I'm pretty sure I started this episode off talking about fulfillment, and then we went to running away, and there's no fulfillment in running away. There's fulfillment in being still and letting the Lord rest on you, okay? And running away, God gonna find you everywhere you go. Like, there's not a hole on this earth that you can go to that God is not gonna find you and pull you out of it and knock some sense into you and tell you to go back and fix your stuff. And I don't want to fall in another hole, because this COVID hole, baby, that's as down bad as I want to get from here on out. But, yeah. I just want to come tell y'all that we're no longer running away from our problems. Coming up in 2024 and for the rest of 2023. And yeah, we're working on skills, working on development, working on growth. We're working on educating ourselves on things that are important to us. Because before I started this episode, I Googled, what does the Bible say about running away from your problems? Because that's just something I do. I'll Google, what does the Bible say about such and such and such? And it tells me sometimes. And then I just use the Bible as further research on the story of what the people were telling me online. Fact check them. Okay? And yeah, working on educating ourselves, working on being better people, being kinder, wiser, and yeah. But anyways, it's 12 o'clock at night. Like I said, I'm sick, my throat hurts, but I just really wanted to talk to y'all, tell y'all about how, yeah, we're not running away anymore. Now, will that desire be on me when I wake up in the morning? I have no clue, because every day I'm just, in my mind, I'm trying to get to Puerto Rico. I want to be on a beach, okay? I want to be speaking Spanish. On a beach, specifically. But, we gonna get there. We're gonna go to Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. We're gonna go to Africa. We're gonna go to Thailand. We're gonna go to Japan, Korea, maybe China, India. Because I got a lot of listeners in India, so I'm going to pull up on y'all one day. And we going to kick it, because why are y'all listening to me? Anyways, going all over the place. I might not go to Australia, because Australia is a scary place. Like, I'm not fucking with the spiders. I'm not getting jiggy with the kangaroos. But, yeah, I'm definitely trying to go all over the world. See different things. But I don't want to run away to do that. Because if I really just wanted to run away to go see the world, I could go to the military. But that has been a hell no as an answer for me since I was 16. Because people are like, oh, have you thought about going to the military? Hell no. Hell no. Like, oh, you don't want to go to the military? No. Hell no. Like, it's not an option for me. It may well be an option for any one of you. But for me, Muriel Lexx Johnson, I'm not going. Count me out. But, yeah. So, running away is no longer an option, babes. We gotta thug it out together. Or, I don't know. Maybe you don't want to thug it out. I'm gonna thug it out. See what God has in store for me, because I honestly don't know. And if my mindset is not on running away, then I have to put it on something else. And I don't know what that thing is, but it'll come. Like, I didn't know what I'd be doing today or the past couple of days, but I was forced to fast. I was forced to, like, rest. You know? Being sick is no fun. But, yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. So, love, peace, and chicken grease. And what I want you to do today and every day going forward is to not go fucking up somebody else's day. Okay? You're better than that, babe. You are better than that. So, yeah. Don't go fucking up nobody else's day. Anyways, bye.